Dear friends, just finished doing an Urdu version of these two case studies that I'm about to do with you in English now. I'm going to do a very short and concise version. I'm sure those of you who are interested in these cases would know exactly what I'm talking about. The first one I'm talking about is getting an application successful on the 7-year basis. 7-year basis is, of course, where a child has spent 7 continuous years in the UK, is still under the age of 18, and it would be unreasonable to remove that child from the UK. That's the idea behind which we stand and try to win these cases. The case study I'm talking about, this gentleman came somewhere in 2009, 2010. He came on a student visa, stayed legal throughout till 2015, but in the middle somewhere, he had done a Toeic examination. Now, Toeic, ETS examination, as those of you who know about it, it's been a big, massive problem because the Home Office investigations have found out, and there was a Panorama investigation that found out that there was widespread fraudulent activity going on in these ETS centres. Now, as a result, what the Home Office have done is they've cancelled the status documentation for hundreds and thousands of people. And obviously, there's been a lot of litigation on this, and there have been a number of cases on this as well. SM and Kadir is one case which is the main authority now in which the courts have held exactly what process to follow and what to look for when you look at these cases. But I'm not talking about the Toeic cases in detail here. What's happened in this one is, this gentleman had done a Toeic exam. Because of that, his leave was curtailed. Now, in the meanwhile, his wife joined him. They had a child. They had another child later on. And they've been doing applications on the basis of their family and private life. They were refused. Then they went into an asylum claim as well. An asylum claim was refused as well. They were granted a right of appeal, went into appeal. Appeal was dismissed, went into the upper tribunal for permission. Permission was not granted. Direct upper tribunal appeal was dismissed as well. So all appeal rights were exhausted. Now, when they came to me, they came and obviously they're telling me the whole history. They're giving me the whole documentation. And I said, well, I need to look at what I need to look at. For me, I need to see exactly what the law is going to be in your case. So what we did is we focused on the 7 years of the child. Obviously, there's a lot of case law that deals with it. There's a case called KO Nigeria, which is a very, very let's say, annoying case in this string of cases because it's always a thorn in the side as far as these 7-year cases are concerned. What it's saying is that if a child is living with his parents and the parents do not have status in the UK, they need to go back to their country, then it should be perfectly all right for the child to go. This reasoning, when the judges adopt exactly in this manner, becomes a huge problem in the appeals. But obviously, after all the appeal rights were exhausted and everything was had gone to hell, we did the application on the basis of the current Home Office policy, on the basis of the guidance, on the basis of the case law that is there, and obviously on the basis of the immigration rules. And very happy to report that today I've got their status documentation on my table. They've all been granted leave, even the father who had taken the Toeic test, even the curtailment, even whatever applications he made and the fraudulent allegations made against him, all those, never mind, they were there, but we won the case on that basis. So just wanted to share that even though there may be a Toeic allegation against you, even though your asylum claim may be refused, even though you might have lost appeal rights, there is still a chance, an opportunity to do a correct new application. And if you do it properly, there is every chance that you are able to get your status on that basis. So that was one case study I wanted to do. The second one I've talked about today is a visit visa. Visit visa, the applicant is from Pakistan, did an application. The application was refused on the basis that some tax documentation did not match other documentation. An allegation was made about fraudulent documentation, but obviously we challenged that, went into judicial review. Judicial review was refused on papers. So the pre-action protocol was refused and the judicial review was refused. Therefore, we decided that, okay, we are going to do the documentation again. We are going to provide explanations of everything, what happened in the previous application, did a new one. In the new application, again, they refused it. We went into pre-action protocol, refused. Went into judicial review on papers, refused. Got the chance to go into an oral hearing and won it at the oral hearing. Once we got permission there, I then argued with the government legal department, which is the solicitors for the Home Office. I tried to get a consent order signed, which we succeeded in. The consent order said that we will withdraw our judicial review application in return for them reconsidering the case. Now, if they are to reconsider the case, we also asked for our costs back. And now, the good thing that I'm happy to report is, not only has the visa been granted, but the client has been able to recover most of the money that he spent. When I say most of the money, obviously the application fees have not been refunded, but the judicial review fees and the oral hearing fees and the barrister's fees, all of those have been paid back as costs by the Home Office, which is fantastic. And a very, very good result for the client. Not only does he get his visa, but he also gets all the costs back. Again, one of those situations where I say a visit visa application, if refused, you will always have a chance in judicial review because there is no right of appeal. When there is no right of appeal, you can either accept the decision and sit on it and have any subsequent applications refused as well. Or if an application has been refused and you believe that it is wrongfully refused, challenge it. And of course, once you challenge it, then there is every possibility and every chance that you will be able to win it. Thank you so much for listening. I'm sorry there's been a gap in the case studies that I've done. There's been, I think, 2 or 3 weeks. But I will try and be more regular again. Like I said, a lot of things keeping me busy, but this is life. Thank you very much for listening. Speak to you soon.